टेंसर फ्लो का इंस्टॉलेशन गाइड दिया है क्या आपको? हाउ टू इंस्टॉल टेंसर फ्लो नो? ठीक है, we'll try to do it today. Okay.
अरे वाह हमारा ट्रेनर है तो
चलो, we'll start. Open that file.
So my trial was
Ended. Array. Log in with a different mail ID. This is the problem with Tableau. Tableau public में you don't have that issue. Okay. So today we will do a couple of more charts. Then we will see some functionalities that we have in Tableau, like what is a set, what is a parameter, okay, how you can customize your visualization, okay, by taking the top 5, top 10, and how we can make it as top n, okay, or bottom n, whatever criteria that we want to specify. Then how can we create set S? Suppose I want only certain data to be seen, so that becomes part of a set. Other things are not part of the set. So how do you visualize those things? Then how to create a table. Okay, so tables are generally used when you want to get a detailed view of your report. Okay, so how to create that table. Then there are two forms of table. One is with the data, that is with the numbers, and one is just using symbols. Okay, so that is called progress indicator. So we'll do these 4 charts and maps, how to create maps, which is important. And the last 2 topics are how to do clustering using Tableau, how to do time series using Tableau, and trend analysis. All these are part of the analytics tab. If you look at here at the top, there is an analytics tab. Okay, so here you see trend line, forecast, and cluster. Okay. So cluster uses the k-means technique. K-means pata hai kya? Yaad hai? What is k-means? It's a clustering technique, okay, using the distance. Okay, now we'll start with something called as progress indicator. Now, suppose I have a table like this, and I want to show, let's say, how many products or how many categories, I can say, how many categories have sales greater than some number, let's say 50,000. Okay, now I can do that like this, category 1, then I can give the number 75, 103, then let's say in a different state, 22, 165. Okay, I can have like this, I can have these numbers. Now, instead of these numbers, which is very difficult to analyze, okay, I want symbols to be displayed. That is, I want C1. Did it match this criteria? Yes or no? So I'll put a tick if it is matching. C2, if it is not matching, I'll put a cross. Okay, so this technique of visualization is called progress indicator. Okay, so let's do that. So here I'm going to take, let's say, I'll put, let's see, segments that have achieved sales target of
Sign my old one. Sign and-
what was the other document? Activated product fee activated by signing into the server. Can you? Was it in the city, no? Can you install the cloud version? Or you can do one thing. Download the desktop version using a different mail ID.
So, bring the- Oh.
हो गया इंस्टॉलेशन हो गया ठीक है so in the meanwhile I'll just so the graph the visualization is segments that have achieved a sales target of you can put some random number let's say 50K. Okay, अभी segment में क्या क्या है if you just drag the segments so we have consumer segment corporate segment and home office segment. So let's drag the segment and put it here. Now sales of what? That is what we have to find. Okay, so we can take either category or we can take category, subcategory. So that will give us a detailed report. So let's take category here, put it in rows. And we'll take subcategory and we'll put it in rows. Clear? Now, what are we going to achieve is consumer segment. Has it achieved a sales target of 50,000 for the category furniture for the subcategory bookcases? Okay, so if it has achieved, we will put a green tick. If it has not achieved, we will put a red cross. So here title of the graph is segments that have achieved sales target. Okay. So this is the segment: consumer, corporate, and home office. Now we have to find out whether consumer segment has achieved a sales target, that is sales of category and subcategory. I can take anything. So since we have only these two, so has it achieved a sales, let's say furniture of 50,000, yes or no? So if it has achieved, I will put a green tick. If it has not achieved, I will put a red cross. Okay. ये हो गया यहाँ तक. Now we are going to take the sales and then drag it to text. Okay, so this is what I get as the default table. Now this table is also fine because I'm seeing the numbers, but it is very difficult for me to interpret. Okay, I have to look at each one of them. So a symbol would be a much better option. Done. Now I'm going to create a formula. So go to the sales, right click, and create calculated field. So I'm going to create a formula here that wherever there is a target that is 50,000 or more, it is true, otherwise it is false. Okay. So I'll call this as sales target 50K. Just give a name. And then write the formula as if sum of sales is greater than equals 50,000, then true. Okay.
This is one question.
Hmm.
ये डेटा सेट कॉमन है राइट फॉर ऑल द चार्ट्स. अगर हम इस एक फील्ड पे कैलकुलेशन लगा रहे हैं द कंडीशन का, तो विल दैट बी अफेक्टिंग अदर चार्ट्स?
Other charts? No.
जिस चार्ट में ये कंडीशन लगी है उसी पे
Because I am not using this particular column anywhere else.
नहीं, if we have other charts also, right? यहाँ पर भी sales use किया है. But will those charts will be affected?
Hey, I am not manipulating the column.
Just putting a condition on that column.
I am creating sales target 50K. This is what I'm creating. And this formula contains this. Okay, so I have my actual data here. This is sales. Okay, this is my actual data. Now I have a list of user defined columns. Okay, this could be sales target, this could be new sales target, this could be negative sales जो हमने किया था, negative sales for that field. कौन सा था वो negative sales? Where did we use? filter के लिए funnel chart. Okay, so you can create a list of user defined columns. Now each one of these columns use the sales column. Okay, so this is not getting affected. It is only using this data in this. So this formula is referred in chart 1. This formula is referred in chart 2. This formula is referred in, let's say, chart 10. Those are independent. But the change will happen if you directly manipulate this value. If this changes, all these things will change. But not the other way around. So the formula is, if sum of sales is greater than equals 50,000, then the return value is true. Then click OK. Okay. Now I'm going to change this from automatic. I'm going to convert this into a shape. So now you see there are circles appearing in the report. Done. Now I will remove the sum of sales from here. And then I will take sales target 50K and put it in shapes. Are you getting this? Squares and circles. Now look at the right hand side, right top. So here you have the condition. Square means greater than or equals to 50,000. And null means the condition is false. Okay, so this is the condition. If sales is greater than equals 50K, the shape I'm giving is square. If it is less than 50K, the shape is circle. Okay. Now I want to change this to green tick or a red cross. Okay, so now let's do that. Any idea how to do it?
So first the shape option I'm not getting.
You can understand or you're not getting the. Okay, this is the simple. Now remove the sum of sales. Now take the measure that we added was drag it to square and shape. Now square means 2, circle means false. हो गया यहाँ तक? All done? Komal? Installation हो रहा है? Is it over? Installation हो गया? Are you able to launch the application? Okay. Okay, now we have to change the symbol to tick and cross. So go to the symbol, color. Click on the shape.
इसका पाथ क्या है? फाइल का जहाँ पे सेव होता है ये फाइल
ये तो वो repository में सेव होता है. 1 second. Now I am getting public.tableau.com/app वहां पे होगा /profile. What is your username? See, you should be getting the out.
डाउनलोड करके डाउनलोड का ऑप्शन है डाउनलोड करके
हाँ, डाउनलोड कर लो उसको. This you can directly open. You can send to even that file to desktop version है, so you can convert it into a public version. But मैंने किया नहीं है because I don't have the desktop version. I know you can do it. Conversion is possible.
How we can do it?
ये नहीं खुलेगा because you have the. Have you installed the public version?
Yes.
So directly to open it and see if your Tableau or drag and drop that file.
So if you don't use for some time, our domain gets moved.
No. Once you create your profile,
Yes, you need to click on the confirmation link that will send you to activate it.
profile active में ही है. ठीक है, कोई रिकॉर्ड एक्टिव कर लो. बोला done.
हाँ सर.
Okay, now the next thing is we have to change this square and circle into tick and cross. Now click on the shape. Now on the left hand side, you will see select the data item. On the right hand side, you will see a list of shapes. Okay, so this is the shape that we have on the chart, and this is the symbol that we can use to replace. Okay, now यहाँ पे click on this drop down and you will see a list of icons that are available. So now we have to select this KPI option. So under KPI, we have blue ticks, sorry, green ticks and red crosses. Okay, you can see the list of these are all icons. Okay, ये black color है. So these are other symbols. Okay, so what we want is the KPI portion. Now it is to match true. So select the true. So match true with green tick. So do this. And then match the false with the red cross. Okay, now click OK. And now you can see segments that have achieved sales target of 50K for different categories and subcategories.
So मेरे इसमें KPI का ऑप्शन
दो आ रहे डिफॉल्ट और फील्ड
नहीं है.
डिफॉल्ट और फील्ड
अच्छा, okay. I think you don't have the icons. 1 minute. I'll send you the.
Yes, मतलब
अरे हाँ, वो टॉपर किधर गया?
ठीक है सर.
नहीं, तू अदर टॉपर.
This is second topper.
अच्छा, हाँ, सेकंड. क्या नाम है उसका?
यश.
यश. किसी को नहीं दिख रहा आइकन्स?
मुझे दिख रहा है.
एक मिनट. You need to. I'll tell you how to fix it.
नहीं डाउनलोड अभी हाँ इंस्टॉल करेंगे तो वो मांगेगा।
ठीक है, I have sent you a mail. I'll tell you how to install this. Just check if you have received that symbols. Mila? Okay, now go to this directory. Let me write it here. C colon. What is your username? Go to that. C colon username. Then documents. Then there is a directory called my Tableau repository. देखा? Inside that you have another directory called shapes. देखा? Now double click, go into the directory called shapes. इसमें कितने folder हैं? Empty है. You have 9 items. Okay. Now in that shapes folder, create a subfolder called KPI. Uppercase. I think you already have that folder KPI. No? So create the folder called KPI, and inside this KPI folder, you copy all the icons.
Can we copy any pictures?
No, only icons, ICU. Or BMPs are also allowed. But it has to be a small size. You can copy any image, but icons have a smaller size, 32 by 32. So उसको download कर लो and then extract this into the folder C colon user documents my Tableau shapes KPI and mail पे attachment है ना? हाँ उसको डाउनलोड कर लो, एक ऑप्शन रहेगा डाउनलोड. Copy image, the same images.
To install the tablet.
See, opening application, please.
Install the That's the location to type of location.
Install here.
एक आप रिसर्च में करेंगी सर्च माय tablet percentage
Like this, username type, एकदम इसी में है और that keyboard है.
हाँ my tablet वो शेयर से
कहाँ पे था?
this PC documents
This PC.
हाँ इसका नहीं है
Sir, वही तो हम.
शेयर से I did this.
अभी आइटम दिख रहा है कम्प्लीट. We need to restart. Yeah. Save करो, restart. ये नहीं ठीक से वो बाकी इंस्टॉलेशन बाद अलग. This PC is इसके अंदर ये जो भी ऑर्गेनिज्म है उसको स्लीप अभी दिख रहा है नॉलेज
इसको मैंने डाल
हो गया
Yes.
नाम भी कुछ नहीं हो रहा है
ये कॉपी होने के बाद यू नीड टू रीस्टार्ट Tableau only then you will be able to see that folder. And you can rename the sheet and this is called progress indicator. Now we'll go to the next visualization, which is text table. Text table is the same जो अभी किया था हमने. So instead of ticks and crosses, you will have the actual data, that is the numbers. So there you can do the sum total, that is a group total and category wise total. You typically, when you have a report, and then you break the report into category, subtotal, grand total. Okay. So we'll use the same data, that is segments with. So let's take the segment, put it in columns. We'll take the category, put it in rows, take the subcategory, put it in rows. And now take the sales and put it in text. So we'll call this segment wise product sales. Okay. So this is the same chart that we had previously. Now we are going to add the totaling. So now go to the analysis tab. Okay, now there is a menu item called totals. So in the total, you have row grand total, column grand total, and subtotal. So we'll put each one of them. So let's start with row grand totals. So for furniture, what is the total sales? So it is 1466,572. For chairs, how much is the grand total? For furnishings and for tables, how much is the grand total? Okay, this is called row-wise grand total. Similarly, for appliances, office supplies, appliances, grand total is 1011. Office supplies art 372, binders so much, etc. For technology accessories so much, copiers so much, machine so much, and so much. Okay, total clear? Now go to the analysis tab, go to totals and click on show column grand totals. So column grand totals will give you what is the total consumer sales, what is the total of corporate sales, and what is the total of home office sales. Okay. Now go back to analysis, go to totals, and then click on add subtotals. इसका क्या मतलब है?
Category wise total.
Category wise total, no.
Customer.
Sorry, category wise total of each segment. Sorry, not subcategory. Category wise total of each segment. So consumer is 2128 for furniture. Office supplies is 1952 for consumer. And then you have the technology for consumer 2427 and then grand total. Clear? क्या हुआ?
सर वो कैटेगरी वाइज वो जो ग्रैंड टोटल है ना,
हाँ,
तो वो कैटेगरी वाइज जो टोटल का लास्ट फिगर आता है ना 40074,
हाँ,
तो वो इंस्टेड ऑफ ग्रैंड टोटल अगर वो मार्च करके हम 400
समझा नहीं, come again.
रोज मर्ज करते हैं हम, लेट्स से वी हैव वन मोर कॉलम which is total. It's like the last column is total. Grand total.
One more column you mean?
Another column.
हाँ
And it will only have this value 4110872 for category. जैसे category में furniture है ना,
हाँ
and in furniture we have subcategories, right? So furniture is the only one for all those categories. So similarly, can we get total for furniture? So this is the total for furniture, na 41108.
correct.
So can we get it?
Grouping कर सकते हैं ये दूसरा
If you remove subcategory, you can get. I didn't understand. You don't want to see subcategories. Is that what you said? Then,
Subcategory by.
okay,
So now if I want furniture, it's there, right? And similar to furniture, if I add one more column at the end, that is grand total के बाजू में एक final total. So in final total, I want to see only one value. That one value will be 41108.
but already दिख रहा है ना यहाँ पे. Why do you want to repeat information?
In new column.
like this है
हाँ
furniture
समझ गया मैं. But
Is it possible?
you can probably try. You can probably try calculated field
Okay.
and then drag it and put it in rows. But why do you want to repeat information? Already दिख रहा है ना 411. Again adding that same data repetition हो जाएगा. Or you create a new chart without the subcategory. So you will get only those values. हो गया ये टेक्स्ट टेबल हो गया. Okay, so that completes the main charts. Now we'll see some of the other things. You can call it as enhancements or how to make the chart better. So by including a few extra things. इसमें सबसे पहले we have already seen one called hierarchy. ठीक है, तो how do you add a new hierarchy? We'll see that. Then we'll come to the maps. Okay, for maps you need to know hierarchy. Then set. So let's start with hierarchy. What is hierarchy?
Combine of the two different value in one table.
Combine नहीं.
Right.
Hierarchy, for example, if we have date, period of week, or month, quarter, day.
हाँ. Hierarchy is not combination. Combination ऐसा होता है. Hierarchy is top to bottom. Okay, so you are adding a list of entities which are dependent on its predecessor. So what are the typical hierarchies that we can have?
Data hierarchy.
Date.
Gender.
Okay, gender. Genre या gender? Example?
Yeah, gender. जैसे कि अभी date है, in date we take your quarter, then month
Month,
or
day, correct.
So in gender, it is male.
Gender में actually male, female. Again, if you click male, उसके अंदर कुछ आना चाहिए ना?
Group, age group ले सकते हैं.
Yeah, if you have data like that, you can do it. Then most common example is, like he said, country. So country, every country has states, every state has cities, every city has pin code. Yeah, another level of hierarchy. So we can create your own hierarchy. There is no hard and fast rule. Okay. So we'll see how. So there is a hierarchy already created for you. Okay, that is called country, state, city. How do you identify a hierarchy in Tableau?
By the symbol.
By the symbol. Okay, square, then two arrows, one square, one square. That shows hierarchy. So let's create a hierarchy. So we'll create one hierarchy for क्या है? Let's okay, so we have these regions, Africa, Canada, Caribbean. So we'll create a hierarchy called region. So within a region, I want to find out what is the sales with respect to categories and with respect to subcategories. Okay, so let's create the hierarchy. We'll go to region. So click on region, right click, create, not create, hierarchy. There you go. And then create hierarchy. So click on this and then give a name for the hierarchy. So I want to give region, category, subcategory. Now you will see that there is a new hierarchy that is created where the first element is region. Now under region, I want to include category. So click on category, drag it and put it under region. So now I have region and category. Then click on subcategory, drag and drop it under category. So now this is my new hierarchy. Okay. Hmm? I want to create a hierarchy called region, category, and subcategory. So I'll first go to the region. Right click on region, and at the end you have this option called hierarchy. So click on create hierarchy. Now give a name for this. I'll call this as region, category, subcategory. You can give any name, give a meaningful name. Now a new hierarchy is created called region, cat, subcat. The first element is region. Now under region, I want to include categories. So I'll drag the category and put it under region. I'll drag the subcategory, put it under subcategory.
बेसिकली हम एक डेटा सेट में हायरार्की क्रिएट कर
Create करो.
न्यू हायरार्की क्रिएट करना
Okay, so now I'll put here sales by region, category, subcategory. Now I'm going to take the sales, put it in rows. And now I am going to drag the hierarchy, which is region, category, and subcategory, and put it in columns. Now, what do you see as the first chart is the top level hierarchy. Hierarchy mein what was the first element? Region. So this is region wise sales. Okay. Under region, what do we have? Category. Now click on this plus sign in region, and now you will see under region, what is the sales by category? Now sometimes this display may be a bit difficult to read. So isko flip kar lo. You switch the rows and columns. Now this may be a better view. Okay, so now I have region. Under region, I have category. Now I want region, category, subcategory. Now click on this plus sign. And now you will see a granular report. So Africa, what category? What is the subcategory? Okay. Now, suppose I want to see only the data for Canada. Filter on region. Okay. So abhi region kahan pe hai? Region is inside the hierarchy. Okay. So you can directly use the column from the hierarchy. So click on the hierarchy, take the region, drag it and put it in filters. So it will allow all the values. Now show filter and take the column called Canada. You can also create filters on category and subcategory. Same technique. Now, if you don't want the hierarchy, reset this, remove filter, and then category, you can drag it back. Okay, or you can use remove hierarchy. So now everything will be back to its original form. Done. Now we'll see how to create a set. So in Tableau, set means what is the data that you want to display or not display. Okay. So set will include only those records. Suppose I want to display what are the top 3 products by sales, or what are the top worst performing products. Okay, so I can include only those elements in my set. So we'll create the set. So there are 2 ways in which sets can be created. So let's put it here. This is set. Worst. Or let's say bottom 5 products by sales. अब इस सेट में चाहिए. So I'm going to take the subcategory. And then I'm going to take the sales. Sorry, I'll just flip it. Now I want to find out what are the worst 5 products. So I'll first sort it in the ascending or descending. So I'll take the descending order. Now, what are the worst 5 by sales? Paper, supplies, envelope, fasteners, and labels. So I want to display only these records in a bright color. The other products have to be a different color. Okay. So I'll select the top 5, the 5 products. So I'll drag and select like this. Okay. And now just place the cursor on any one of these selected products. You will see this menu option, keep only, exclude. Now here you will see 2 circles. You see that? So that is called create set. So click on that create set. Now only these 5 products are in the set. Okay, now give a name for the set. So we can say bottom 5 by sales. Whatever name, worst sales, whatever it is. So now click on OK. And now you will see the set gets added as one of the dimensions. Okay. Now I have to include only these products in a different color. Now drag this set and put it in color. Now you will see the change. Some bars are blue in color, some bars are gray in color. Now look at the top right. It says in out. So in means what are the elements in the set? Out means the elements which are not in the set. Okay. So blue ones are the elements in the set which are the worst performing products. Now I want to give a red color to that. So go to edit colors. Now in is represented by blue. Select in and give a red color. So now these are the worst performing products indicated in red. Done? Simple?
ये पैरामीटर से हम कर सकते हैं
पैरामीटर से करने के लिए पहले यू हैव टू क्रिएट अ सेट। पैरामीटर का मतलब ये है कि इफ आई गिव टॉप 5, ठीक है, तो दिस इज लाइक अ डिस्क्रीट इंफॉर्मेशन, बट इफ आई गिव टॉप n worst performing products, so top n could be the top 1, top 2, or okay, the number can change. So in that case I have to give a parameter. We'll see next. Okay. ये हो गया। Now we'll see another way how we can create a set. So let me call this as set 2. This I will put as top 10 products. So the initial steps are the same, subcategory and sales. Then descending. Now I want the top 10. Now instead of dragging it like this, I have another option, which is right click on subcategory. And here we have an option called create set. Okay, so click on create set. So first give a name. So I'll call this as set top 10. Now, which products I want? I want everything. So click all. Okay. Now I want to specify the condition that I want the top 10 products by sales. So now go to the last tab called top. So here I have 3 methods: none, by field, and by formula. I have to select the by field. So by default it is 10. So specify that value, top 10. By what? By sum of sales. So that is the default value. Click OK. And now you can see there is a new set created called set top 10. Now you know what to do. Yeah. Drag and drop to colors. So drag to colors. Now these are the top 10 products. So if you look at the top right, in blue color means the products are included because we selected the top 10. The gray ones are the products not part of the set. So click on the edit colors, and top 10 products I want to include green. There you
सर ये आपने पहले बताया था, मैं तुमसे पूछ रहा हूँ बाय फील्ड में जो हमारा फील्ड रहता है सेल्स एंड जो फंक्शन हम अप्लाई करते हैं those are three different, right? Aggregate functions, sales and all. इसमें सारी चीजें जो हम यूज करते हैं, बट इन केस अगर हमें कुछ तो मॉडिफिकेशन करना हो तो मेथड्स में, then we use by formula वाला spreading of it.
ये हो गया सबका? Now suppose I want to find what are the top 4 products. What will you do?
Okay.
Suppose I want top 7. So for each number I have to create a separate chart, right?
Not the filter, जो filter है ना, filter में हम जो अभी सेव किया है वो जाएंगे उधर, उसके बाद
Wait, each time you want to create a separate, go there. बताओ.
पैरामीटर जो रहते हैं ना, हम जो फिल्टर में रहेंगे 1 to 7 लेंगे तो 7 तक ही लेंगे हम पैरामीटर।
ये पैरामीटर में आया नहीं है ना. My question is, अभी मुझे टॉप 5 करना है, क्या करूँगा? I'll edit the filter, edit the set, and from top 10 to I'll make it top 5. Top 7 करना है, edit filter, make it 7. So that is not possible in a real environment. So I need a smarter way where I will write the title as top n. So where the n changes. So whenever I make any change to the condition, the title should say top 3 and the graph also should show top 3. From the user, obviously. Okay. Or is known as a parameter. So how do I parameterize this input so that I get a more flexible chart? So we'll see that. Do you have this in Power BI? है ना? Call this as parameter. Okay, so let's take the sales, put it in the rows, and I'll take the subcategory, put it in the column. I'll change this heading. I'll put top n products by sales. Now I have given top n products by sales. I'll change this later so that the n changes according to the number of. For the time being, I have just put this. Now the usual stuff, so sorting. Okay, now I'm going to take the subcategory and put that into the filter. So click on the top. So by field. Okay, so this is top 10. Now I want to parameterize this. Now edit filter. Okay, ये वाला यहाँ तक हो गया. Now in the by field, I have an option called create a new parameter. So here I can put top n products, can give any name parameter. And then click OK. Now look at the bottom left of the screen. You will see the parameter appearing. Now click on this parameter and click on show parameter. Now you will see a slider. Now if you move left, let's see what happens. I will see the top products. If I slide further, I will see the top product. If I slide to the right, the top 3 products. So this is a dynamic chart that you can have in products. Okay. Now I also want the number to change. Right now I have top n. Okay. Now this should also change from top n to top 1, top 2 according to the number of products that I've selected. So I'll take the parameter, drag it to detail. Now double click on the chart header, remove the n there, and in the insert option, you have parameters top n param that we created. Click on that. Now click OK. Now you will see top 3 products by sales. If I increase this, now this changes to top 7 products by sales. Okay. Now suppose I want the number to be entered rather than sliding this. Okay, so if you click on this triangle of the parameter at the top, you see 2 options, slider and type in. So click on type in, and here you can type the value. So if I put 3 and enter, so this will show the top 3. Okay, if I change this to 5, enter, this will show the 5 products. If you want to go back to the original form, click slider. And there you go. Okay. You just Kamlesh. So we have 3, 4 topic. Break le? So after the break, we'll do maps and then analytics. Small.
Yes.
Second row.
Yes.
Previous story.
Yes.
Use for particles for the the second one and last one. Oh.
map. What is the criteria for maps? Can anyone tell me? Hmm? अच्छा, right, latitude and longitude. So how? मुझे लगा ये क्या है? Latitude. Okay. Now, how do you get that latitude, longitude?
Maybe it was an opportunity or in your name or
मैंने बोला था beginning of the session.
World map.
What world map?
World map.
क्या है उसका नाम क्या? How do you generate the latitude, longitude? Generated. Look at the date of. कहाँ पे है भाई ये?
geographical
हाँ, correct. If you look at the data type of country, state and city, क्या है वो? It is a globe.
Discount. फाइनेंस वाले से एक मैसेज आता है क्या? 5% मैंने रिप्लाई किया था 5%
Okay, chalo. So for the maps, we are going to find out country wise sales. Or we can say country wise sales बहुत हो गया. That's too profit. So we are going to take the latitude and longitude for generating the maps. So latitude to rows. And longitude to columns. And now you will see the default map appearing. Now it is country-wise profit. So I'm going to take the profit here and drag it and put it in colors. And then take the profit and put it in labels. Why am I not getting the map? 1 minute. Longitude columns में
Country डालना पड़ेगा.
क्या मिस किया मैंने? So country नहीं किया ना? There you go. So drag country to labels. Oh, I missed that. Okay, let me do this again. Yeah, I missed one step. यहाँ तक हो गया. Latitude to rows, longitude to columns. Then I have to take the profit. It in colors and take the country name and drag it to country name and drag it to labels. Okay, country name to labels, profit to colors. Now I want to change the colors where red means less profit, green means more profit. So click on the edit colors. And I want to find red green. If you have a red green somewhere,
सर ऊपर है, रेड ग्रीन कलर है नीचे, तीन नीचे, एक और नीचे, दो और नीचे.
red green, huh? Okay, so red is less and this is. So now you can see wherever there is a green, those countries have made the maximum profit. The red ones are the least profit. Okay, so now you can also do you can go into the granular level. So let's say I want to find out about India. So create the filter. Now, if I click on the country, you can see the names of states. दिख रहा है? So create the filter on country and then click on the country, the plus sign, it will give you the states because the hierarchy is country, state and city. So which state in India or which states in India account for the maximum profit? So we have Maharashtra and UP. So dark green means maximum. So go to the tooltip and remove the country because it is the country India. So you don't need this information. Now you can see the state-wise profits. If I click on the state, This becomes the granular level, city wise. Now, city wise may be difficult to interpret. So we can limit ourselves to the state. Okay, clear? If you want, you can include the country name here. So double click on the chart title and click on insert. And then put the country name as the parameter. So let's say I want to do a comparison, India, China. Yeah, actually, this map is not right. I think this is an old map. क्या हुआ तेजस? Hmm? तो country को click करोगे ना
नहीं वो स्टेट में डाल दो सर स्टेट वाइज हम प्रॉफिट कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं लेवल
आपको country के पहले filter किए country पे click करो आपको automatically state को drag नहीं करो तो वो hierarchy is already created. So this is how you create the maps. So that wraps up the main part of Tableau visualization techniques. How different is this from Power BI? Which is there any major difference that you see?
Visuals को ठीक है, but its parameters are not in tables, parameters को ये different और इसमें data नहीं होता है.
Data cleaning has pay, but उस पे I advise not to do. This is not a tool for data cleaning. No, इस पे भी है, even here it is efficient, but don't use it as a data cleaning tool.
इसमें changes करते हैं.
हाँ, इस पे you can, if you are cleaning, वो automatically fix करेगा in your actual data.
So in Power BI it is not.
अच्छा सर, that version पे ही होगा वो.
Data is changes.
Then it is of no use.
But
Unless you
see
are.
ना, if there are 10 people in an organization who are using that data, so सभी के uses same नहीं होते, सबके uses same नहीं होते हैं ना. So the columns which I delete
Okay.
Centralized database अगर होगा तो those issues can be avoided. But हाँ personal data होगा तो then
वो भी एक है where, but generally ऐसे you get different copies of that version of your data set.
we do get but like how it is we have a centralized database to which I connect. I directly connect to my production.
So each time you have to make the change, ना?
One time.
एक बार हो गया then.
हो गया. Then if you get incremental data update, it will automatically replicate those changes in the movement. यहाँ पे see if we add 4-5 columns or 4-5 rows in this tab mode, so will those be affected or not? हाँ, so
को refresh करना.
हाँ, so same in Power BI. If you refresh it, whatever changes you are.
There is an option called refresh, but refresh is, if you.
If you right click on the data set.
हाँ है उस पे, there is a refresh option है. But generally, in fact, the new version of Tableau, it supports something called in, if you go to the data source, sorry, not this one. When you are adding the data source, so you will be asked whether you want to clean the data, yes, no. एक tick box है इस पे. I think I showed you in the beginning, first class पे. तो उसको see ये actually वो I personally I don't want to fix the data here and use it. I want to use it separately क्योंकि analysis better रहता है. You won't be able to see a lot of data here. So SQL is the best choice. अगर SQL नहीं है, then second best is Python. Okay, so let's go to the last three. And that is the analytics part. So if you look at the analytics tab here, you have trend line, forecasting and clustering. What is the use of a trend line analysis? Trend कहाँ पे देखा हमने?
Sale of medicine.
Time series में, right? So what is the use of analyzing trends?
To check if it is a positive.
Correct. So you want to find out whether the entity is having a positive, negative or zero. Zero भी हो सकता है ना? I can have a flat line. So how to do the trend analysis? How to build that equation? So linear regression equation जो build होगा. Then we have the forecast. Forecasting is the time series forecast. So it uses a ARIMA model here to find out the. Yes, these are very basic forecast. So mainly use मान लो you are the manager of some store or whatever. Okay, and you don't understand the technicalities. You just want to see a quick forecasting. You want to do quick forecasting so that you can project something to your team or to the company. So you can use these techniques. Then clustering, you all know, K means clustering use होता है just to find out what are the clusters formed based on the parameters that you give. Suppose you want to give clusters based on sales versus profits. So how many such clusters you can form? Okay. So you can give all these things. So let's look at trend line analysis. Call this trend. So for trend, we need a date because the data has to come from a starting date to a ending date. Okay. So we already have a date column, which is order date. So we'll take the order date and put it in the columns. So here, instead of calling trend analysis, so we can say trend analysis of sales. And then we'll take the sales and put it in the rows. Okay. Now go to the analytics tab. Now I want to find out the trend for, let's say, the quarters. So I'll select the continuous values. So this you can change according to your need. Now I'll click on the trend line. So I have made the sales for the quarters. Now click on trend line, drag it and drop it here. Now there are different types of trends: linear trend, log trend, exponential trend, polynomial trend, and power trend. So depending upon the data, you will see either all of these 5 options enabled or some of the options enabled. Okay. So here we have linear, exponential, and polynomial. So by default, I'm going to select the linear trend. So here we can see that the sales over the last 4 years or the last 16 quarters, we have a positive trend. And what is the equation of the line? This is the equation of the line. Sales, which is y equals a plus bx. P value equals 0.0001342. Is that significant or not significant?
Yes.
It is highly significant, okay, because it is less than 0.05. क्या? हाँ, अच्छा. Okay. So if you want to format the trend line, click on the line, right click, and then there is an option called format. And now you can give the colors and whatever other things that you specify, you can give it here.
Sir, ये जो square वो हमारा मैं को विजिबल करने के लिए देखने के लिए करना है पूछना तो
क्या क्या क्या?
जब हम होवर करते हैं वो ट्रेंड लाइन पे then it shows us the value, right? But मैंने जब बाकी पूरे ट्रेंड पे देखा तो the RML P value is constant, same.
हाँ.
And our sales values that are increasing or decreasing.
Sales, हाँ,
As per the profit, the trend line is in profit uptrend, but sometimes it's up and down. The trend how it is. So I was trying to put that P value and those values. Over पे जो दिख रहा था ना,
हाँ.
उसको over पे ना दिखा के permanent दिखा.
Okay, okay.
जैसे हम sales के record दिखाते हैं ना, वो सब.
See, these are highly technical things. Okay, now not everyone will understand p-value and all this. So this is only for your own analysis. ये आपको generally this will not be shown as during the presentation. Okay, now suppose you feel that my data should not have a linear trend like this. So you can go to the edit trends. And let us say that you have done some kind of a polynomial. That is, you have formed your data by taking a square or a cube. Okay, so यहाँ पे you specify the degree. So if I give the degree as 2, so here we can see that it is also displaying a upward trend, but it is not linear. It is a curve. Then you can so this is the equation if you are interested in the mathematics part of it.
So the trend lines and these trend lines will be like predefined and will be regarding the data set. Related to
This is related to the sales figures.
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि जब हमने ट्रेंड लाइन ड्रॉप किया था ना, ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप किया था, then we saw few trend line models as not selected. This is longitude का इधर right click edit पर
किस पे?
right click trend line right click
हाँ
edit format trend line
हाँ
edit all trend lines.
हाँ.
So then edit all trend lines. Edit all.
अच्छा, sorry. Okay.
इसमें हमारे पास linear exponential and polynomial. These three types of models are there.
Correct.
So this is regarding the data jobs selected.
हाँ, sales data.
Sales data.
Because trends, you can only do it for a single entity. Sales, whether it is increasing or decreasing, profit, whether increasing or decreasing. Next, we'll do the forecasting. So I want to forecast the sales, that how much can be the expected sale for the next year. So by default, it is अपना जो data है, what is the date column? It is by year, isn't it? By year hai, then you can have it by quarters. So that is up to you. Okay, default is by year. So if I do the forecast by default, it is going to take the future date as 1 year. Okay, if it is quarters, then 4 quarters. So let's do the forecasting. So forecast के लिए क्या क्या चाहिए?
Existing sales
And
and duration, like what you want to forecast. That's what flags. Flags.
कहाँ से आएगा lags? Which column will give you the lags?
Order date.
Order date. Simple, है ना? Even in time series हमने क्या किया था? We took the order date and the column that we want to forecast. Same thing here also. So we'll take order date. So now see the date. It is 2011, 12, 13, 14. Discrete information. Forecasting will be for 2015. Okay, default is 1 year. So take the sales here. Let's say I want to forecast sales. So isko idhar leke aaya. And we can just now go to the analytics tab. Click on forecast and then drag it here. So in the colors, you will see the dark blue color is the actual sales. And the light blue color is the estimation or the forecast. Okay.
Why is that?
Go for the gap is because it is doing the end of the year forecast. इसीलिए. So if you look at this, it is the year for the sales for the year end 2014. And this is the forecasted value for 2015. ये orange band जो दिख रहा है, that is the confidence interval. I think you can suppress that. So right click and forecast options में. Now see. Now look at the forecast length. The default option is automatic, that is next 5 quarters. That is 1 year. You can also specify exactly. And you can also specify until. So these are the different parameters that you can specify. So if you want to specify exactly 1 year, that will be 4 quarters. So you can select whichever data that you want. And here, forecast model. Now, in the time series, I told you, every data, it has 2 models, additive and दूसरा क्या था? Additive and multiplicative, isn't it? So if I see a trend, if it is a linear line, it is known as an additive trend. If it represents a curve like this, it is a multiplicative trend. So depending upon your data, you can either select an additive trend or a multiplicative trend. If there is a seasonality in your data, you can select additive seasonality or multiplicative seasonality. Okay, so those things can be specified in the forecast model. So if you go to the custom, so what kind of a trend is this, additive or multiplicative? What is the seasonality, additive or multiplicative? Okay. How do you check for seasonality? यहाँ पे there are three options. Do a regular forecast, do a forecast without seasonality, then check whether there is a trend and seasonality. What is seasonality?
Seasonality is something sales.
Sales is high.
Sales higher, let's say winter the sale of sweaters is higher. That will be seasonal.
Always high
No.
High or low?
or low. So every year during a certain time period or for a certain time, the entity is either high or low and it is consistent. That is called seasonality. Okay, for example, like Komal said, sale of woolen clothes is high in winter. Sale of woolen clothes in summer will be less. So you have a season. Now, how do you identify season in your data? अभी हमने sales किया है यहाँ पे. So does sales have any season? How do you know?
Increase in selling.
Now, how do you know that whether my sales has a seasonality or not? By plotting, simple. You have to plot and see. So go to the granular level, maybe monthly data, and see for the last 4 years whether there is a pattern. So it's a visual thing that you have to find out. So if you find there's a pattern and you want to do a forecasting, you have to remove the seasonality. Okay, otherwise you will get a bad forecast. So that is why you have this option called forecast without seasonality or with seasonality. Okay, just like you're calculating the average value with outlier and without outlier, will it make any difference?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely yes. So यहाँ पे भी same thing. And this show prediction interval. So this is the interval. So if you want, you can remove it, and now you get only the line. Okay, so I'll set it back to automatic. So that means no seasonality and no trend. And now this is my forecast. So it is 4644. So that means I can expect a high sales next year. Okay, is this clear to everyone? Now I'm selecting the model and checking whether this is a good model or a bad model. So here it says quality is good based on the default values that I have taken. So this is a real quick analysis. When you want to, when you don't have time for building models, getting into a detailed analysis, this is a quick fix. Okay.
Can you get the forecast in tabular format? Values?
Tabular format as in for each year. The table.
Yes, like we have plotted a text table, huh?
Mhm.
So if I, in columns, instead of segment, if I give year,
Hmm.
and if I check for subcategories,
Okay, I changed this to quarter.
no, not in this text table. The tab, text table. Text tables.
Text table.
Down. We have plotted a hierarchy in text table from this indicator.
Acha, okay, here.
So here, if I want to check the forecast for next year, is it possible in these values format?
I have not done this in Tableau, but I don't think so because this is more of a visual representation of the forecast.
You just select it and show me and then table. It is enabled now. Select that version. Go to show me
You want this?
on the right hand side. Show me. Then the table, the first version.
The graph change करते हैं।
Estimated and actual ones. So asking this one, how to get it in our tabular format.
Oh, okay. Why is it giving 2014 as an estimation? I just need to
What is actual 7,000 for them?
Now, but why is it taking 2 years? I have given only 1 year. 2011, 12, 13, 14. Acha, you wanted the format like this. In fact, I have never tried this, but I never knew this was also possible. I thought this was always graphical. Okay. Okay, so this is the textual representation of the forecasting. Okay, so last 4 years and then the forecasted value for 2015 and 2016.
In fact, sir, if you add that subcategory now,
Hmm.
columns, you will get a bar chart.
So that you can do for category wise, country wise, all those things. So generally, if you want to do such kind of a granular level, you can include those things also. This is. And the last one that we have is clustering. Now for clustering, we need at least 2 entities. For example, I want to cluster based on the sales versus profit. Even in our data, you remember, हमने clustering किया था. So we had 4 columns. Isn't it? Gender, and then और क्या था? Score, age, and credit score, I think. So we took 2 columns and then we found out how many clusters could be formed based on these 2 parameters. So low score, low spending score, low salary, 1 cluster. Low score, high spending, 1 cluster. Middle, 1 cluster. So high. So same thing here also. So what are the parameters that we want for making the clusters? So here, what are the parameters that we can select? So we have sales, profit, discount, quantity. So you can take any 2. So let's say that I am taking sales and profit, for example. And then I have to make the clusters. Now, clustering ke liye, what is the data that you want? What are you going to cluster? These are the parameters, okay, profit and sales. But what is the main entity on which you have to group it?
Category.
Categories are limited, no? There are only 5 categories.
Subcategory.
That is also limited. If I have chair,
Customer name.
customer name, correct, or customer ID. Or since we have, do we have a customer name?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So instead of customer name can be repeated. So customer ID we can take, or we can take order ID. Because sales and profits are related to orders. So we can take order ID as the parameter. So we can take order ID and put it in details and take all the members. Now, if I take customer name, because 2 people can have the same name, you may not get the right clusters. So it has to be unique entries. So I'll take all the orders. ये क्यों ऐसा दिखा रहा है? Okay, let me flip this. This is better.
Some around zero.
Hmm?
Around zero take your aspects.
नहीं अभी किया नहीं है ना अभी we are only getting the data. Now we have to add the clusters. So go to analytics. And then there is an option called cluster. Now drag the cluster. Now the variables are profit and sales and how many clusters you want. So we can have high profit, high sales, high profit, high sales, low sales, low profit. Okay. So if I take the default clusters, we are getting only 2 clusters because the data is like that. So what does the blue cluster represent? Low sales, low profit. Okay, if you look at the data here, the sales is only so much, and accordingly you have the profit. And what is the orange cluster? So what if I change the clusters? So I right click. Sorry, clusters. यहाँ पे. So I right click, edit clusters, and make it 3. So now I have low sales, low profit, medium sales, medium profit, and high sales, high profit. Okay, now what is the average for cluster 1? 282. For cluster 2, it is 2332. And for high, it is 3964. Is this a good cluster? What if I increase it to 4? So right click, edit clusters and make it 4. Now see the difference. 161, 1661, 37 and 55.
So how did you add clusters?
You have this option on the left hand side, clusters here. So click on this, edit clusters. And now manually add that number. Whatever number that you want to add. So if I take 5 clusters, then see. So I guess 3 is a good number for this example. Next,
Can you cluster values over there,
where?
at the heading?
Cluster values.
Which cluster, like the side note, the cluster 1, 2, 3, 100.
हाँ.
Here,
Hmm.
cluster here.
Hmm.
Can we put it over there, see, क्योंकि वहाँ पे हमारे पास एक ऑप्शन है cluster का add insert का, but वहाँ पे all लिखा है.
मैंने in the header.
In the header, in the
हाँ.
description अगर आप अंदर जाओगे,
हाँ.
insert, click on the insert button,
हाँ.
cluster,
Okay.
यहाँ पे all लिखा है. अगर मेरे को all की जगह numbers दिखाने, जैसे हम बाकी array की जगह हम numbers दिखा सकते हैं.
That is, you want 3 clusters, वैसा,
हाँ.
that number.
Like अगर मेरे पास ये right option नहीं है, यहाँ पे clusters में मेरे को दिख रहा है color 1, 2, 3, ये options मेरे पास नहीं है, देखने का option नहीं है. Can I show?
नहीं, वो automatically आ जाएगा unless you remove it. This option will always be there. So यहाँ पे you want that number 3, 2, 1 जो भी है.
ये वो insert में all दिखा है. All I understand कि मैंने जितना भी cluster लिया होगा वो इसका explain होगा.
You can probably ये clusters पे if I go to detail. एक सेकेंड यहाँ पे होना चाहिए।
इसमें आपको वो साउंड लिखा रहेगा, साउंड एंड रेंज। वो चीज नहीं रहेगी, सेल्स और प्रॉफिट और सेल्स का मैसेज रेप्लिकेट कर सकते हैं, जो नंबर आएगा ना रेंज, और वो रेंज में आ जाएगा।
नहीं, I am just thinking if we can include the count of order ID. Actually, number तो दिख रहा है but not the numbers that I want. मैं देखता हूँ ये, I am not able to make out. Okay, so that finishes Tableau finally. Abhi, there are only two things remaining. One is dashboard and other is storytelling. Abhi करना है? नहीं करना, ठीक है, we'll do. So dashboard is putting all these charts into a single place. Okay. And then storytelling is, or story is putting one sheet in each form and describing it as a presentation, as a story. Chapter 1, this is what happened. Chapter 2. Okay. So just like your PPT. So you can do this or that. So these two things we will reserve it for tomorrow. ये 1 घंटे में हो जाएगा. ठीक है?
Sir, user guide for
हाँ, for TensorFlow ना.
वो जाएगा.
You go to the navigator. So open Anaconda Navigator. Kula, and you got now navigator.
Yes.
I am also opening this app. Now for TensorFlow, you need to create a new environment. Okay, default environment is called as the root environment, where we work. Okay, now this requires a separate set of libraries which will not work on the regular environment. So you need to first create the environment and then install it. So if you have opened the app, एक second, it's too slow. So you need to create the environment as TensorFlow. Finally. एक मिनट. Visible?
Yes.
Now go to this tab called environment. क्या दिख रहा है? Base. Now go down. This option called create. So click on that. And here you will be creating the environment TensorFlow. So write TensorFlow lowercase and take the default Python version, whatever you have. I think you will probably have 3.8 or 3.9. TensorFlow small case. And click on the create option. There are two checkboxes there, Python and R. Okay, select Python and deselect R. Okay, Python TensorFlow is applicable for R also. Since you don't have R, so don't select that.
R is also a type of visualization. R studio.
R is a programming scripting language, just like Python. Okay, so select Python, deselect R, and click on the create option. It might take some time. Okay. Okay. Now, do you see the environment TensorFlow listed?
Yes.
So base within bracket root and then TensorFlow, right? Now click on TensorFlow environment. Done? Now you need to install the TensorFlow library and the Keras library. Keras is another library which sits on top of TensorFlow. Okay. Now, the topmost portion of the screen, you see installed channels, update index, etc. So here you select not installed. So not installed means the list of libraries which are not installed in this environment. We give you the complete list. Okay. Now on the right hand side, there is a search option, search packages. Here you write Tensor. Or you can write TensorFlow. And you will see a list of entries for Tensor.
Keras, Keras, GUI.
So you need to install. Right? So install the TensorFlow option. Yes, TensorFlow.
ये आपको सुना
Machinery library.
TensorFlow, only TensorFlow.
Store the feature.
पहले TensorFlow select किया? Yeah. In fact, you can do multiple libraries at a time, but I recommend doing one and two. Select and apply. नीचे एक button है there is apply. So click on that. This might take 2-3 minutes. हो गया? इतनी easy नहीं है. Done. हो गया? Now go to this menu option called installed, जहाँ पे आपने not install किया था. Now select installed and check whether TensorFlow is showing in the entry. दिख रहा है? Is it getting displayed on the entry list, TensorFlow? Okay, good. Now go back to the not installed. And now in the search, you write Keras, Keras. Okay, type Keras, Keras. And TensorFlow, you need Keras. Keras space. Keras space. Keras okay?
That is what we should.
They're gonna slow this takes a lot of time.
Configuration क्या है इसका?
32 GB RAM होगा, ये बस
Because in the RAM,
आपका ओल्ड फीचर में काफी थोड़ा रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा।
so you can expect some 5 minutes for the installation.
हाँ,
Okay, अभी 13 से
मेरे तो last में extra code तो बहुत है ना एक problem है। That was the last में एक ET1 affected files. उसको मैं yes, very nice.
See, TensorFlow में there are two versions. One is the CPU version, one is the TPU version. Okay. You have to install the CPU version. CPU, most of the laptops they won't support. It requires a very high RAM. And that is mainly used for image, video, audio processing. Huh?
Yes.
What? Go to select Manish, why don't you install app on us? इतने काम कैसे किया?
चलो दूसरा है।
तुमसे दूसरा लैपटॉप ओके इससे इंस्टॉल
वो जिसका आगे अंदर लैपटॉप को इसलिए
पर ये परमानेंट है नो
यस
लैपटॉप उधर आगे।
नहीं ये तो हो गए पूरा now go to the install section select the install option केरा सारा जो search है वो remove कर दो and check if you have num वो just scroll करके देखो उसमें है कि नहीं this है pandas है नहीं है so install pandas same process go to not installed pandas then install
data reader यहाँ play कर
numpy mostly होना चाहिए sometimes it is missing but missing है तो install कर लो pandas definitely will be missing install नहीं है ना Honors this topic. Okay. Now open
Sorry.
open spider. अगर आपका इंस्टॉलेशन हो गया हो ओपन जुपिटर जुपिटर भी चलेगा आई डोंट लाइक तो समझेगा कि बारिश के क्लास शुरू करेंगे
This pirate speed से थोड़ा familiar नहीं हो रहा है वो थोड़ा
See, industry में they use spider. That is the programming tool. जो Jupyter है that is for learning. इसका सिर्फ display अच्छा है. Apart from that, you cannot use it for coding and implementation के लिए.
पीछे कैसे बोल रहे हो
अपडेट के लिए अपडेट केलं आम्हाला आता इन्स्टॉल करायला जो पहिला प्रोजेक्ट झाले